So anyways, here's my favorite one, which for a long time I hated. I actually thought this was by far the worst form of navigation. I'm on YouTube multiple times saying how disorienting it is, but I got used to it. I just finally went, that's it, I'm committing here. We're going to do this. And so it's Control D and Control U. Control D will jump down by a half page. Control U will jump up by a half page. If you didn't notice, when I closed this, reopened it, when I jumped back down here, I just did Control DD a couple times, landed right where we needed to be, and kind of picked up from there. So I use this because it is a very predictable jump. Once you can quit getting disoriented by that quick code jump, and you kind of start to feel it and it becomes more normal, then it's super predictable, right? You know exactly what's going to happen. The thing that's below your cursor will now be above your cursor, right? And so it's like, okay, I see how this thing works, right? Okay, that's really easy, actually. It's not that bad. I'd say that in this one for me has what I refer to as a pure benefit, other than if you're too zoomed in. Now for everybody here, I zoom in pretty heavily, which means I'm literally jumping 9 lines of code at a time, right? If you're super zoomed out and you like to read like super small code, when I'm jumping right now by 40 lines of code. So it can become very large jumping at that point. So it is unfortunately tied to your viewport. There is also, I believe it's B and E. Yeah, B and E, I think, jump like half pages, quarter pages. I can't remember. I don't ever use them. Whatever. They're just another form of jumping. I've never really gotten into them. Here's another one that's pretty neat, is bracket M and bracket capital M. Effectively, if I do closing bracket M, it'll jump to the next opening squirrely brace. This is really nice for C-styled languages, right? I can just jump all the way to the closing, and then I can go the back way. I can just jump back up. I have yet to really get used to using this. I don't really, just because I find Control D to almost always fit my use case, right? Because I don't really read code and have to hop down block by block. But it is something that's there, and I know a lot of people actually find this to be one of the preferred ways to navigate. Not for me. But you can try it out. You can see how you like it. Also, the key combo of brackets can be really uncomfortable on some people's keyboards. But there is a plugin by a person named T Pope, the father of Vim plugins, and he has a bunch of these that will actually map to other things within Vim that makes it so that this becomes a more consistent way you navigate in Vim. So it's not the worst. I believe he also has it for a quick fix list, so you can do like bracket Q. So it feels the same way, right? You start to feel like Vim operates the same all the time. For me, it's just not for me. I make a quick fix list, do J and K. I just do things a little bit differently, but you get the general idea. All right, one more. I love this one. This one became one of my favorite ones of all time because it's just this thing that's so magical. It's also probably a little weird for a lot of people to see someone so excited about an editor, but think about it. This same excitement that's in me could be in you as well, right? Like you don't even know how exciting it is once you can use it. When you're on a pair, meaning like notice that right away when I'm on this squirrely brace, look all the way at the bottom right there, it put a little underline, right? It's able to pair up brackets really quickly, and when I press %, it will jump between pairs. It does not work with text, but it works with brackets, squirrely braces, and parentheses. And so it's very, very nice. So if you wanted to jump between something, you can do it, just do it. And one of my favorite motions of all time, even though it's completely and absolutely not the fastest way to do it, is Shift-V, F squirrely %D, right? I can just delete that block by doing that, by doing a Shift-V, jumping to the end, jump to the matching, delete those lines. It just feels super cool to do, right? It's not the most efficient, but it just feels incredible. I don't know why it is. I just get so excited about these things. And you can do it right in here, right? So I could do the exact same thing right here. I could just jump between them and just delete this, right? With Shift-V. There we go. I was able just to delete out that array really quickly, which makes it really nice. I could have done a, looking right here, that's a 4 down there. I could have done D4J, right? That would have worked. Just not as convenient, I don't think. I think that those kind of things just feel so cool to do. Just so neat. I don't know why. It's just so awesome. It just is. All right. So we're going to get a little bit zany now. All right. Let's think about the ways we can delete this. Now, one thing we could do is what I showed you. The shift, I've kind of jumped ahead a little bit because I'm just kind of zooming a little bit faster. This is more the educational one. I thought we were going to all walk through this and do this, but now that I know that we're like 5 hours into this, everyone's probably not necessarily following along as deeply. So I'll just show you it. So we could do the highlighting, the deleting like I showed you. We could have done the D6J. We could have done that. We could have done a Shift V, 6J down, then just simply hit D. Right? There's a lot of options to kind of go through all here. We could use C instead of that. But we can spice it up a little bit more. And let's do that. Let's go down a little bit, just a little bit. I want to delete all of this. Well, I could use all those offsets and all that. Or I could do this. D, whoopsies, that's not D, that's I. DI squirrely brace. Now by doing that, I've deleted the insides of the matching squirrely brace. Come on, tell me that's not awesome. That is awesome, right? And it works with all sorts of pairs. It is fantastic. So I just DI get in there. It also works with CI. CI, look at that. I just deleted everything. I'm in insert mode and I am properly indented, ready to fly. That is just fantastic. I can yank the inside of it, right? Now I'm pasting, right? I'm able to paste right in there. I can also do things like this. I can VI the insides right there. I already have it. This is fantastic, right? But what's the problem? Well, I'm not getting on the outsides. What letter do you think I have to press to be able to delete also the containing pairs, right? So if I did DI squirrely brace deletes the insides, what deletes the outsides? You can just say it in chat if you're here, if you're feeling fast, if they're telling me the truth, you're only 5 seconds away. Come on, tell me what would, if I is the insides, what is the outsides? Or web or Zoom, you can just say the letter. A, yes! It is totally A. So if you go DA squirrely, you'll delete the squirrelies as well, which means that if you did VA squirrely, you now have everything highlighted. Then I can do a Shift V to convert my visual mode into visual line mode, and I have the whole block highlighted. One thing that's really awesome is that sometimes you're not at the start of a function, so that super cool V, doing that, it doesn't really work because I am not at the start of the function. So instead I can do VA squirrely, Shift V, go into that, I'm there, bow, down, delete it. It's fantastic, right? I'm going to show you one more thing, but you can't tell anybody because this is too cool, okay? So let's do this. We're now here. We now have highlighted both the squirrely braces and the contents on the inside. If you press O, you can jump between your visual selection. How cool is that? So I can go into line mode, hit O, and I can go up a little bit, hit O, go down a little bit. Perfect. We have now deleted it. Bow! Just get the whole thing. Whew! Whew! It's just too dang awesome, right? Here's that part. I don't know. I just think that's like super exciting. To me, that's just like, it's just the most exciting thing ever to be able to do this. I don't know. I'm getting funny looks from people, but this is just the best way for me to do it. So I want to take what's inside this squirrely bait, or this if statement, and put it into the other if statement. So I can YI squirrely, just did that. I can jump down by 10, go in here. I can VI squirrely brace, highlight everything in there, and paste it. Boom, paste it right in. So I just yanked from one contiguous section, relative jumped into another one, paste it right in. So as you can see, the more familiar you become with Vim, the more amazing these motions get. And I'm not even sure if I put this last one in. I didn't even put this last one in, but holy cow, I do like it, and I've been using it a lot. All right, so sometimes you'll see that, hey, I want to highlight some part of a line, but not the whole thing. Especially if anyone out there writes C++, every C++ function looks like, class, and then a whole bunch of stuff, and then everything is just like, like just everything, there's colons everywhere, right? And you want to be able to say highlight something, the whole thing, and just replace it. So there's capital W. So, it's so exciting. Here we go. So remember the VI, how we can highlight, or YI, or DI, we delete the insides of? If I'm in the middle of a word, I can go DI, whoopsies, let's see, DI little w. I just deleted from the inside of the word. That's pretty awesome, which means you can also, if you're in the middle, you can VIW. You can highlight from within the word. It also works with CIW. Awesome, we're ready to go, right? It works with everything that you know about. But sometimes you want to not only do your word, but really you want to do everything that doesn't that doesn't have white space, right? You want to do the whole word, not just simply whatever is the tokens that separate words. So you can do VI capital W, and it will actually highlight everything that is non-white space, non-contiguous white space, right? And so that makes it so that if there's like a word you have and you need to just move it down into another one, I can highlight it, do that, and then say I move it somewhere else, and VI word paste, right? I can just replace that word right there. It's really fantastic. I can YI capital W and just yank that whole thing, and now I just have it. I'm ready to yank it. I use this actually more and more. It's surprising how often I use yank by capital W or like visually select by capital W to replace it with something that I have inside my registers.